Hello and welcome back to White Horse Thunder World of Food. And again, we got Julie Lee here wearing her brand new White Horse Thunder shirt, promoting White Horse Thunder YouTube and the White Horse Thunder World of Food. So anyways, today we are doing a tempura shrimp, and we've got a pot here, sauce pot, already with some oil in it, heating at it like a 6. If you see back there, you can see the dial. In the background, we got some fettuccine going because we're actually dressing up a meal from last night because we don't like to throw things away. Love leftovers, so we're having our Alfredo shrimp and scallops from yesterday. Okay, we got eggs being beaten right here. Okay, you see that? Okay, we got some, she's going to be adding some tempura batter mix into this bowl here. In the background, you're going to see some chicken broth, some vegan chickenless seasoning back there from Trader Joe's, some garlic, some unfiltered raw honey, and some chicken broth powder. Those were used to marinate the shrimp today, and we're using again the Argentine shrimp. There was also some mushroom seasoning in there as well. Okay. And we're just kind of adding some of those same ingredients back into this tempura, and we're going to add some sea salt. This time we're using some of that coarser sea salt. But this stuff, actually, when you add heat to it, breaks down and gives you a really nice flavor. And guess what? You don't have to use a lot because it's sea salt. Yeah. Use too much and it is going to be super salty. Okay, now I'm just going to add in some cornstarch. Just about a couple of teaspoons there of that. And that's 100% natural cornstarch. Give them everything we do natural, or try to. Got a little background music going here. Just going to add some black pepper to this mix. And some actual unsweetened shredded coconut. This is really good. Ironically, I got this at Big Lots, believe it or not, of all places. But it's 100% natural, really well done. See how she's got everything. She's just mixing that together with that tempura mix. Okay, this is where you're going to get some extra flavor besides the marinating that was done. She's just kind of tackling those noodles back there so they don't get too mushy. Just adding even a little bit of sea salt in there. And the main part of that we have in the toaster oven, just reheating, because we use the toaster oven more than anything else when we're going to reheat, if not the oven. There you go. And that's the shrimp itself that's going into here. Okay, and obviously the eggs is so that you've got that to soak the shrimp in, and that is going to give it the moisture it needs when you go to dip it into the tempura batter mix, so that it sticks to the shrimp. So when you drop it into that heating oil that's right here, again, now we got it down a little bit to about between a 4.5 and a 5 back there. Okay, now we've got the first one. Okay, and you can see the batter and you can see the coconut also there. Sticking to the shrimp. This is how you want it to be, so when it hits the oil, it automatically stays on that shrimp. That's the key right there. See, she's going to keep turning that around until she gets that covered really nice with that batter. Okay, and we're kind of doing this as like an appetizer to go with the shrimp scallop Alfredo from last night. Okay, which also, just to let you know, had some broccoli in it. Okay, I'm all about greens. And I don't care what kind of greens. We're talking about kale and broccoli and Brussels sprouts and green beans and peas, anything like that. Zucchini, that's the other thing we're doing. We're not just doing shrimp. We're also going to be doing some zucchini, okay? And zucchini is a lifesaver for me because I can't do citrus fruits of any kind. For me to get vitamin C, which there is a lot in green veggies in that people don't realize, but zucchini is loaded with vitamin C. Okay. In fact, in some cases, it had more vitamin C than most citrus fruits. How's that? Okay. But I was battling some medical issues that I had from taking some modern medicine. And that helped me get through it, so just letting you know. And seafood here, we're getting, because we're using the shrimp, guess what? A lot of protein in there. But, again, I'm just passing on that medical information there because it's good to try and do everything you can naturally. You have a lot less issues and usually don't run into allergies and things like that. So, and that was the issue I had, was I was allergic to a particular medicine. So, now, that's an interesting take on that piece of music there. All right. See how she's got that bubbling, boiling? Oh, ho, ho, ho. Look at that. We're talking, and it's not long that you leave that in the oil, okay? Unbelievable. And you got to have the oil has to be at a high temperature. You have to get it to a high temperature to be able to accomplish this. Otherwise, you're not going to get it coming out looking like that. Now, look at that. Plus, you need it high because you're not leaving it in that long, and you need that shrimp to be cooked all the way through before you eat it. That's the other key here. Look at that. Okay. She's going to get her dancing in there anyway, so there you go. Okay, a few more going in here.
Day 10.
Okay. All right, so we're using up the last of that batter. There we go. So mix it around. There's not a lot left, but I think enough to get them covered good enough to go into that oil. Okay, look at that. I'm just going to leave that in for a few moments. Stir that around. I'm just going to start grabbing the shrimp out of there as it starts to get crispy. And just careful. And as we're working with this kind of a sauce pot, we're using tongs that are metal. So you got to be real careful because you don't want to scratch the coating that's on these pans, because if you do, they're ruined. So, which tells me that I'm going to have to buy some tongs that are coated in there so that we don't have to worry about the metal scratching those pots there. All right, so that's how that turned out. Looks really good, doesn't it? Okay, all right. I know she's getting ready to probably be biting into one of those in a moment there. So again, just remember, if you do end up using something that's metal, just take your time pulling that stuff out of there, because you don't want to scratch the bottom of those pans. I learned the hard way. But I know you can get tongs that, like I said, I'm going to go out and get some that are coated so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, now she's going to cut that into that. She let it sit long enough that it shouldn't burn her tongue. And there she goes. She's making sure that it's just cool enough to put into her mouth. And she's taking a bite. Nope. Okay. I'm going to say that that's probably a yes, that this came out really good. Okay. All right, so she's doing her happy dance. Because guess what? The appetizer is done. Our fettuccine's almost done. She's going to be doing up the zucchini. Okay. We're just going to take just a few more moments to do this. And she's doing that. I'm going to be coming around from here because I need to do something myself here.
I use my hand, it's okay, my hand been washed. I won't forget.
And I'm back. Julie's dropping these into the oil. Much easier to do by hand, especially with the vegetables. And the seasoning that went in there is pretty much the same that we used for the shrimp just a few moments ago. But this is gonna, again, get the vegetables to come out really nice and crispy out of that oil.
I think this is coconut oil and a little bit of olive oil mixed together.
Now, if you notice the pot that we dropped everything into, taking it off of there because it's about to bubble over. And we don't want that to happen because it is going to make one hell of a mess there. Oops, excuse my language. Yeah.
It's always cooked. You don't have to cook long.
No.
Because it's already been hot for a long time, the oil. See? It's going to be good. They're
Yeah.
going to put in the display.
And the veggies are different consistency than the shrimp. And they don't, even when you're grilling zucchini, or even if you're steaming them, and I've got that down to a science, you're talking about using a real steamer pot, about 14 minutes to get them to come out perfect. Because you go any longer than that, they get mushy. That's the thing you got to worry about with, especially like squashes and that. And I have zucchini almost every day, as a matter of fact. So, like I said, they're really, really delicious. This is the perfect pairing for an appetizer. Some seafood with some vegetables. And she's also taking out a baking can, and she's putting some paper towel in there because if there's any oil in there, it's just gonna absorb some of that oil. So you're keeping it mainly dry. Okay. There you go. Actually, that's ready to eat and ready to serve. And there you go. Just giving it a spin like that. And that's how that came out and looks delicious. Yep. So, now that the appetizer is done, we've already got the rest of our meal ready to go. We're actually going to say, hey, arrivederci, auf Wiedersehen, sayonara. I'll throw a few more, but I always like to say ciao. Julie salutes with a little bit of wine, drinking a white wine tonight, Moscato. Have a great weekend. We'll be back probably on Monday. And be safe, be healthy. Like and subscribe us at White Horse Thunder on YouTube. And this is White Horse Thunder World of Food. Over and out.